Now we're going to go to the Misbehaving with Money Minute.
Okay.
All right, so Misbehaving with Money Minute. This is really what happens is Craig and I run into a lot of folks. We have a lot of conversations, and every now and then something comes up or an action or thing that we keep hearing over and over and over again. They were like, wait a minute, this sounds the same story that we've heard time and time again. And so we just want to address some things that come up as part of that, some steps to be thinking about. If you're doing this, most of the time it's stop doing it and find an alternative to it. So if you want to click the slide, the Misbehaving with Money Minute for this episode is
a mystery. Oh.
No, next slide. There we go. Paying the minimum. So we stuck the credit card one in here because we're dealing with FICO and the credit scores and everything else, right? So this is paying the minimum on your credit card because it dramatically increases the cost. Like if you look at what it costs you to have this item, when we're looking about interest being paid, right? If you go out 5 years, you've added it's like 40% or 50% of the cost of the item by dragging it out for 5 years.
Yeah, maybe even more than that. I mean, if you look at some of their credit card rates today, they're 20, 22, 23% on average, right? So you could be doubling or tripling the cost of the original item by taking a few years to pay it off.
Right, by just paying on the minimum. The other is your credit score. Part of it is based on how much available rating, how much money you have
available as credit.
And so if you're not paying it back, what a lender is seeing is that, well, you had $2,000, but you know what, $1,200 of it's still outstanding, so there isn't a lot there. So your percentage, the amount is not a big open number for them. That limits your credit score.
Right.
So that's another factor with it. So the idea here is, and one of the things we talk to everybody about, is trying to find the ways that you can figure out to pay additional amounts on top of whatever that minimum is to get it paid back. We do a whole thing on debt. You can go to the foundation, you can go check out the website. We do a whole thing on ways to tackle debt and the different process to use with it. But just some of the things there, because absolutely, that's going to trip you up if you continue to just pay the minimum amounts.
Right, and you help yourself in two ways. Number one, you're going to pay a lot less interest if you get that under control, so you're going to have more money in your pocket. And two, if you get under control, your credit score is going to go up, which means the next time you need to borrow money, it's going to cost you less. So good incentives to kind of get that under control.
So that's the Misbehaving with Money Minute for this episode. So if you can go to the next slide. So this is really for us, excuse me. When we say a call to action, we're like, if you've got questions, if you've got concerns, if you have issues that have come up, you just want somebody to, sort of go through it with you. That's why the foundation is here. That QR code that is on the screen, that you just take your phone out, shoot that. It's going to open up our schedule. It's going to open up our calendar. And with that, you can schedule a time with either myself or Craig. It'll just pop up. And it's just, let's have a conversation. Let's just try to figure out what it is you're trying to accomplish, what is the situation that you're in, and how you're going to get yourself out of that. So that QR code, just, maybe pause the set, pause this, however you're viewing this, take your phone out, shoot it right now. It'll open up the calendar. Let's have a conversation.